Hi guys, this will be a quick video. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. The time is 5:55 p.m. and I'm out here working with my heavy bag, and while I was doing this it gave me an idea for a video. And what I want to talk today is about functional strength and partial reps. Now, most people, when you go to the gym, the focus is on full range of motion. So for instance, when you do a curl, you start from the bottom position and you curl all the way to the top position. Or if you do a pull up, you're hanging and you pull yourself all the way up above the bar. And whether you do it or not, the full range of motion determines whether or not you did a full repetition or not. But the question is that really necessary? I mean, if you're trying to develop functional strength, is it really important to do the full range of motion if you only need maximal strength only through a partial range of the motion? For instance, if you jab, you don't pull your hand all the way back and jab, because if you did, you'd be telegraphing your punch. Instead, you jab from your guard position. I mean, this is what you don't do. You don't pull back and then punch. Instead, you punch from a partial range of motion. If you throw an uppercut, you don't come all the way down and throw the uppercut, and then all the way up. That would be the full range of motion. But you're leaving yourself exposed. Instead, what you do, it's like tossing an egg. It's a partial range of motion. And you're not extending all the way up. I mean, it might be just to the midsection, but it's a partial range of motion. The same thing with a kick. If you kick, it's not necessary to do a full axe kick above your head. Usually it's going to be to the knee. You know what I mean? Because that way it's difficult to block. But you're only doing a partial range of motion. And there is a training method called Accentuation. And Vladimir Zatsiorsky wrote about this in his classic text on strength and conditioning, the science and practice of strength training, about accentuation training. And that's what I want to do this video about. And in accentuation training, you're only training the maximal strength in the range of motion where maximal force is needed. So you're doing a partial rep. So for the uppercut, this is where the maximal force is needed. Here, you're not doing the full range of motion. You're just doing a partial range. So if you're trying to develop functional strength for boxing, you just need to work this partial range of motion. And I can do that with a kettlebell. I'm not trying to go the full range, because this is all I need. I just need the maximal force in this partial range. If you're into wrestling, for instance, there's a technique called the snap down. And the snap down, you take the head, you take your opponent's head, and you're using the edge portion of your palm. And what you're doing is you're rotating while applying pressure to his neck. And you're trying to snap his head down. But you're not going all the way down. You're just going partial. It's more about technique and explosive force than full range. You're not. If I'm throwing a hook, I'm not trying to go all the way around. I just need a partial range of motion. So just like the uppercut, it's a partial range. The hook is a partial range. I just need partial range of motion. I don't want to be throwing my arm all the way up in full range of motion. And it's unnecessary and unwise to train for that. Even if I'm throwing an overhand right, I don't need to throw in full extension. All I'm throwing is a partial range of motion. You see this? This is my power here. And I'm generating the power through my hips, displacing my weight. I'm not trying to extend my arm all the way out here. So whether it be by jab, or by uppercut, or by hook, overhand right, right hand, it's all partial range of motion. So there you go, guys. That's all I'm saying. It's a different type of training than you're probably used to. Accentuation training. If you get Zasyorski's book, Science and Practice of Strength Training, there's a section on it. And if you're into combat sports like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts, wrestling, boxing, it's something I would pay attention to and focus on partial reps and functional strength as opposed to full range of motion.